Hello once again, my name is Jonathan Rolande and I'm here on behalf of House by Fast to answer some questions that have come in from the people who looked at our site, so thank you for those. The first one, I'm on housing benefit and some agents don't want to let to me. What can I do? This is a common problem. Agents don't let to housing benefit people sometimes because of, well, different reasons really. It can be just almost sort of prejudiced because of the stigma of housing benefits. Some landlords or agents don't like the idea of it. Other reasons can be that properties can be a little bit more difficult to insure if there's a housing benefit tenant, and even some mortgage companies don't like letting to housing benefits. So if you're being refused, it may not just be the agent or landlord's fault, it may be some other authority causing the problem. The best thing that you can do really is to just go round, if I were you, go around every single agent you can. Present yourself well. If you've got references or a guarantor or a substantial amount of money that you can pay in advance, for example, have all of that documented and show it to them. That way they'll be a lot more likely to take you seriously and to try and help. Another thing you can do is to go through the small ads in the back of the newspaper or the property section, and even things like looking around your local area, shop windows, post office, that sort of thing. Often there are postcards in the windows from private landlords who might not have the same problems letting to a housing benefit tenant as you're finding at the moment. The other thing also you could do is to contact your local authority and find out names of housing associations in your area who would be more than happy to let to you. And then of course you know that it's a long-term prospect as well, not a 6-month let where you could be asked to leave at any time. So I hope that helps a bit, and good luck. I hope you can find your new home. The next question, what rights do I have if my landlord decides to sell our house? Well, that's going to work one of two ways. Your landlord's going to sell the property and either ask you to leave, in which case if you're on a normal type of tenancy called an assured short-hold tenancy, he's going to have to give you 2 months notice in writing and then ask you to leave at the end of that period. If he's trying to sell the property with you in there, to another landlord for example, then really nothing changes. You are a tenant there. The new landlord, the buyer of that property, in other words, would have to give you exactly the same rights as your current landlord. It's not to mean that he can't ask you to move out at the end of the term or to put the rent up or something like that, but he can't just ask you to move out without proper notice. You have got every right. If you have any problems or anything that is happening that you think shouldn't be, speak to the agent if there is one, or otherwise a solicitor or the local Citizens Advice Bureau, who'll be able to give you a bit more specific guidance, or contact us and I'll do my best to answer as well. The third question is, I'm thinking about changing my sash windows for double glazed, is it worth it? This is a difficult question to answer really, without knowing the type of property. Just a few general pointers really. Yes, it will be worth doing. In the long run, sash windows are a bit drafty. Obviously they've got to be painted every few years, both inside and out, and double glazed don't. So it is, you know, in that respect better to have double glazing, and of course they're better for insulation and just make the place more comfortable, less drafty, better noise insulation as well if you're on a busy road or something. Do check if your house is listed or in a conservation area, or if you're in a flat. You probably will need permission from the council, and if it's a flat or leasehold property, also from the freeholder or managing agent for that. Is it worth it in terms of resale of the property, and does it add value to your house? The answer is probably not as much as the windows are going to cost. It's really difficult to work out, but an average house, let's say, might be, you know, £10,000 to replace all of the windows. Does that add £10,000 or more to the price? Probably not. It probably adds sort of half that. But of course you'll have a more comfortable home in the meantime, and it will probably mean that the house sells faster, if not at a much higher price. So a few little pointers there for you, but if you want to send me a photograph of the house or the address or something, I can look it up for you and give you a bit more specific advice. So I hope that helps. Do send any more questions in. I think that's the end of them for today. It's always good to hear from you. As I said before, if you leave your name or any contact details, I can also reply personally as well. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next week.